Welcome, FlipClock fans, and welcome fans of Coca-Cola stuff. I was on eBay and I saw this FlipClock sign, and I really started liking it. I was trying not to get into FlipClock signs, and this one has some serious issues, and the seller was very upfront about it. It's made by the same company as the Molson FlipClock sign that I had done recently, and, well, I did it. I got it into FlipClockFans Studios here, and it's in pretty rough shape in certain areas. You can see some pretty significant cracks, but overall it looks like it's got a lot of potential. And I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure out what it was off of or what it was from, but it looks like somebody's ripped this off of some kind of a display or something from a restaurant. There's really no way of telling. I haven't seen anything else like this on the internet, so if you can find something on this sign, please let us know. But you can see that's where the clock would hang up. It's going to mount well on the wall. So I'm just checking it out, giving it a once over. And we can see it says don't clean with soaps or detergents, but I really think that's because it's got the chrome paint on it, and anything with ammonia will take that off. So I'm going to clean it up with soap and water. Dawn is what I like to use. And so I got to get the clock mech out of there, of course, before I can do anything like that. And I'm actually barking up the wrong tree right here because I didn't really need to remove these screws on the back here. These are clock mechanism screws, and it's not necessary to get those out. You can see here on the tabs on the bottom is that someone got kind of aggressive when they were trying to get the clock out. Finally got the clock out, and I had to figure out what the deal was, and I taped that up so I wouldn't break it further. I'll end up gluing that eventually, but these two screws, it's the only two screws that have to come out to get this mess out of there. And I shouldn't call it a mess because it's actually a really good mechanism. That screw there, it kept turning and turning, and almost always when that happens there's a nut on the other side. The clock's running great. Not much to do here. I'll probably just wipe it down with a cloth and get it back into the mechanism later after I wash this part up with soap and water, like I talked about. Anyway, I've got to figure out what to do with this. But before we get there, I'm going to take a look at the mechanism here. And I had suspected that these were Caslon mechanisms, and by gosh, they are. There's the little label that kind of proves it. So this is dated. It's got to be from 69 to 71, 73, something like that. And I'm looking a little closer here, and you can see that somebody really got aggressive with this clock. They've taken some kind of a buzz saw in here, and it's pretty evident they were going to try to separate this part on the right here from the clock and try to make a standalone clock. So I've got to decide, do I want to bite the bullet and go for that? It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be a catastrophe. I don't think there's going to be any in between. So to ask the family and friends here what they think and go one way or the other. You can see there's some water there because I've already cleaned this, and this did actually clean up very well. This logo here I looked on the Coke website, and it was actually designed in 1969 for the first time. It's when they first started using the slogan, "It's a real thing." So after a lot of elbow grease, I've used my Dremel blade, and boy, that plastic really got hot and melted. I used razor blades, sandpaper, this frog tape here to protect the thing, and I used sandpaper of varying grits up to 1500, and of course my Meguiar's plastics polish, and a lot of work. And what did we get? Success. It came out better than I thought, and I did spend a lot of time on this, and I think it's worth it. It's taken a clock that looked all right, kind of broken and junky, and made it something that you can be proud of. At least I like it.
It's a real thing. Coke is the way it should be. Coca-Cola, the world wants to see. Oh yeah, real thing. Coca-Cola.
When you get the time, come visit us at FlipClockFans.com.